Hi everyone, welcome to Fulfillment Here and Now, videos designed to help you live a more exciting and fulfilling life. Today I want to speak to you about waiting for permission to go after what you want and how frustrating and aggravating that can be and what we can do to break this habit. So to give you a sense of what I'm talking about, I'm going to take you back to the climbing gym that I've been going to. The way it works, there's an open layout with a bunch of different routes to climb, and when you're ready, you'll just walk up and start climbing. Now, at this gym, there are lots of kids. There's an after-school program, and I'd often go when there are lots of kids there. And I found that this happened a number of times where I'd be getting frustrated because I'd be waiting for my turn to go, waiting by the wall at a safe distance, and a kid would walk up and go up to the wall and start climbing. And then they'd come down, and before I could get in there, another kid would show up and go. And so I'd just be waiting and waiting for my turn to climb and getting increasingly frustrated that no one was letting me in, until eventually I'd get so frustrated and angry without actually saying anything to anyone that I would just walk away. Okay, so why am I sharing this with you other than to embarrass myself for getting angry with other kids on the playground? Well, it's because these kids were just going after what they wanted. There was no line, there were no rules. It's just that they didn't have a hang-up about going for what they want. They weren't looking for anyone to give them permission to do it. The problem was that I was sitting back, not moving, not saying anything, waiting for someone else to give me permission to do what I wanted to do. And then I was getting really angry and frustrated when that permission wasn't given. And this is exactly what many of us do when it comes to pursuing what we really want in our lives. And that's because for many of us, we were taught that in order to be successful, well, we would have to play by the rules. More specifically, by someone else's rules. We would have to do what our teacher said, our parents said, what our culture told us we were supposed to do, what we were supposed to want, what should motivate us, how our lives should look. The timeline, right, for our lives reaching certain milestones by certain dates. That is the environment that we grew up in. And it works. There's not a problem so long as you happen to want what other people are telling you you should want. But if you do find yourself in a situation where you feel, and maybe at this point it's just a feeling, that what you really want is different from what other people are telling you you should want, well, then waiting for someone to tell you that it's okay and to go for it is a bad strategy, because you're going to be waiting for a really, really long time. And to be clear, in case this is what you're thinking, I'm not offering this as a license to do whatever you want. This isn't about being selfish and following your every whim. What this is about is taking action on what really matters to you in your life, what you value, the relationships you value, how you want to be spending your days, the impact you want to have on the world, how you want to show up in your life, and what you want to spend your time and energy on. I'm talking about the big stuff. And so here are some simple things that you can do to take action on what's most important to you in your life instead of just waiting around for someone to tell you it's okay. 1, tell people what you want. This may seem obvious, but we don't often do it. See, the thing is that people are not mind readers. We tend to think often that people should know what it is that we want, but I don't know if you found this, I certainly have in my life. It's often hard enough to figure out what you want for yourself, and you're with yourself 24/7. So give people a hint, give them a cue, and actually tell them what you want. This is also a great way to take advantage of opportunities that are right around you. As Coach Rich Lifton often says, what you want most is often way closer than you could possibly imagine. There is real power in just putting out what you want, because you never know who's in the room and who's listening. And so, for example, I could have said to the children, oh, hey, I'm waiting for that route. I'd like to go next. And 2, take a small step forward. Not only are our actions a powerful way to signal to other people what your intentions are and what you want, but they also have the added benefit of moving you closer to your goal. Right? So again, if I had just taken a small step toward the wall, the kids probably would have picked up on that and they would have known what my intention was. But I didn't. Again, I just stood there waiting for them to give me a look and give me a nod and tell me that it was my turn. I know, this is embarrassing and it's a really benign example, but I'd encourage you to look at your own life and ask yourself, where in my life am I waiting for permission to move forward on something that's really important to me? So here's the tip: learn from the kids, step up to the wall, and start climbing.